Recently, the African National Congress, ANC, acknowledged accepting funds from the now-closed VBS Mutual Bank. Before we continue, please kindly hit on the subscribe button as we go into details. The amount they did recognize, however, was much less than what was claimed. ANC Treasurer General Dr. Gwede Mantashe states that despite dramatic assertions to the contrary, the party's records only reflect a 100,000 Rand gift from VBS. This disclosure followed an extensive examination of the claims by the ANC. The investigation was started to confirm the reports that the party had received a sizable gift from the scandal-plagued bank VBS. Once a promising financial organization, the VBS Mutual Bank failed as a result of pervasive corruption and poor management. When the bank failed, many of its customers, including both regular people and municipalities, suffered large financial losses. The ANC's admission has sparked various inquiries over the transparency and party's financial operations. The difference between this sum and the purported 2 million rands has prompted additional investigation, even though the party has only discovered records of a gift of 100,000 rands. The ANC has pledged to carry out its inquiry in order to ascertain the veracity of these claims. The VBS scandal has had a significant impact on South Africa's political and financial environment in a larger sense. The failure of the bank brought to light the weaknesses in the nation's financial system and the need for more stringent regulatory control. Additionally, it revealed the depth of corruption in a number of South African institutions, sparking demands for increased openness and accountability. Both supporters and detractors of the ANC will probably be keeping a careful eye on how the organization handles the VBS contribution claims. It's unclear whether new details about the actual amount of funds received from VBS would surface when the party conducts its inquiry. Many concerns remain unanswered as the ANC continues to say that it has only discovered documentation of a contribution of 100,000 rands. Again, political analysts have warned that the move could have a backlash if all leaders implicated in the Zondo Commission are not punished. This is despite the fact that the ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula's disciplinary process against 3 members of the National Executive Committee, NEC, could spark the party's renewal drive. NEC members Malusi Jagaba, David Malobo, and Cedric Frolic are among the prominent party figures. Mbalula has requested the ANC's Integrity Commission to reopen disciplinary proceedings against. These individuals are connected to the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture, which is led by outgoing Chief Justice Raymond Zondo and looks into billions of taxpayer funds embezzled through widespread corruption. The public should exercise caution in their expectations and let the ANC's procedures unfold, according to Corruption Watch Executive Director Karam Singh, as he hopes the disciplinary procedure will provide impetus to the much-spoken renewal process and finally seeing the party deal with the issue of accountability for state capture. Should the ANC be selective in its handling of people identified by Zondo? Independent political analyst Sandile Swana and University of KwaZulu-Natal politics professor Zakhele Ndlovu warned of dire consequences in the party's disciplinary procedures. To implement the step-aside resolution, the accused list has to be handled fairly and without favoritism, according to Swana. While the public urgently needs better service delivery, this delayed ethical purging is required. The largest issue, according to him, is that some ANC members have used the Zondo report as a basis for something that will be successful or unsuccessful in different ways. Swana went on, in order to assess the reputational harm resulting from the evidence and recommendations of the panel, the Integrity Commission has to establish its own set of ethical guidelines. We expect no favoritism or targeting of those from the opposing factions, Ndlovu said. If the Integrity Commission wants to be taken seriously and avoid being seen as prejudiced, it must pursue all of the people who the Zondo inquiry named. It is unable to defend members of President Cyril Ramaphosa's side. It must deal with all of the guilty parties and avoid coming out as tolerant of corruption. Ndlovu forewarned of further rifts within the ANC, contingent on the Integrity Commission members who handle and resolve the matters of the perpetrators. The NEC top 7 names, which include Chair Gwede Mantashe and First Deputy Secretary-General Nomvula Mokonyane, are particularly notable. Gwede is Ramaphosa's dependable ally. The president would be seriously weakened if he were to get a heavy penalty. Given that he is now a lame duck president dealing with his own issues related to the Fela Fela farm controversy, Ramaphosa may be in